Hello, everybody. I hope you're having an awesome Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. Happy hump day to you. Happy hump day. It is hump day, y'all. You're halfway there. So hang in there. But just remember, it is a great day to be alive. Everyone, I'm Dr. Juanita Mercer, and it is my honor to be here today for day 7. Oh my gosh, day 7 of 8 days to Unstuck. It seems like these 7 days have flown by. But I pray that this has been a blessing to you. It has certainly been a blessing to me. And so, please let me know, is this been a blessing to you? Is this something that is being helpful to you? My prayer is that, even if you're not able to watch it with me live now, just know it's going to stay on my social media for you to go and utilize at any time. Please also don't forget the tools. So everything that I talk about here, during the live, I also make available on my social media for you to go and do the activities. Now, listen, you have to commit to doing the activities. You have to commit to change because the whole point of this is to slow down, to consider, to pray about these things. And so often we feel so rushed to know something, so rushed to come to a conclusion or to do something. And we don't have to feel rushed. We don't. Yes, time is of the essence. I completely understand that. But the more time you put into being thoughtful and planning, the more it's going to help you later. And I am guilty of the same thing. I'm guilty of always feeling so rushed. And then I was like, oh, I don't have to do all this kind of thoughtful planning. Let me just get to it. And then you know what? I'll spend hours, maybe even days doing something to then have to wipe it completely clean because it's no good. Had I put more thought into it, put a plan to it, prayed more about it in the beginning, then I wouldn't have wasted time. So you think you're wasting time here? No. Not only will you waste time later on doing something that's probably not what you should be doing, but you're wasting time and resources as well. So trust me, it's to your benefit to really think about these matters and consider them carefully now rather than later. So this is 8 days to unstuck. Like I said, today is day 7, and we have one more day tomorrow, June 30th, okay, for day 8. But the whole point of this, y'all, is to whatever those projects you're working on, whatever that initiative is, the event, whatever. It could be a book, it could be a program, it could be getting that certificate or finishing that degree or writing that dissertation. Whatever it is, y'all get unstuck and get done, right? Because the world needs what you're working on. What you're trying to finish, someone is already praying for. And so you have to know that it is important, right? If you're trying to finish that degree, well, you know what? Go ahead and finish because God is waiting to align you with that right position, that right opportunity for you to use what you know to be a blessing to people. So don't give up, get unstuck and get done. Okay. So, what I want you to do though, I want you to engage with me. Okay. And people don't like to do this. People want to watch, they don't want to let you know they're watching. People don't want to comment and react. I don't know what that's about. Listen, we all need help, we all need guidance. That doesn't, affect you and who you are and your potential because you're watching. So let's try to move out of that. I want you to engage with me. So like it, share it, tag people, comment, react. Okay, let me know you're here and watching. Um, so just a quick recap and just know that you can go watch all of the 8 days to unstuck videos, okay, on my social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. It's all there. But day 1, we talked about purpose. Day 2, we talked about SMARTY goals. Day 3, we talk about budget. Day 4, we talked about resources. Day 5, we talked about communication, right? And that whole, creating a communication plan, which is so crucial. Um, Day 6, we talked about influences, things outside of your control, right? But how to navigate them. And then today, day 7, we're talking about mindset. It's so important. So, y'all, let's get to it. Let's start with some words of wisdom. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life, meaning everything we do comes from our heart. How we feel about something, our experience with something is so important. Our intentions about a thing, right? Everything starts from the heart. And that's why, words of wisdom from Solomon says, guard your heart. But it's also important because Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, not in his mind. What? In his heart. So is he, right? How does that add up? How do we think it with our heart? Because it begins with our heart, right? So if there's malice here, if there's shame, if there's hate, if there's envy, if there's doubt, if there's jealousy, whatever is here, that's going to affect everything we think. And then what we think, we speak from, we act on. But it all begins here. And so that's why, with my firm, lead my heart is emphasizing touching people here, right? Praying that God really moves people here because that's where it begins with the heart. And so we have to be mindful of this, right? That we have to guard our heart because from our heart, it's going to affect what we think. And then what we think affects everything we do and even our perception and how we see things. Okay. So today, I'm introducing to you my 10 mindsets of effective leaders. And this is something I have seen, I have experienced, I know y'all. There's some research to back it up too, but I have seen this to be true that you are as you think. And effective leaders, not successful leaders, you'll have all kind of things, talked about successful leaders and how they do things. And you know what? Successful leaders, first of all, you have to define what that is. A lot of times people think it's just those who are rich, wealthy, and have a lot of businesses, but they're crushing people, everyone around them, right? Oh, but they get things done. But is that an effective leader, right? And so remember, leaders motivate and influence people around them towards a particular change. And so we have to really think about these things in a different way. So here we go. 10 mindsets of effective leaders. Number 1, the growth mindset. You've heard it, you're familiar with it, right? The growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. Okay. But when you have a growth mindset, learning and development are your priorities, right? And you see every problem as an opportunity to grow. And that is so important. You're saying, what can I learn here? What can I take from this that's going to help me grow and develop and try not to make the same mistakes again, right? What can be learned here? Number 2, you have a love mindset. Now, in the workplace, this is a word that we don't like to bring up or talk about, but it's so important, right? To love God and love people, right? And when we have this whole love mindset, it means that you sincerely care for the people that you serve, that you're called to walk with, and you strive to safeguard their well being. Think about that. There are a lot of leaders who are great at a lot of things, but you know that they really don't care about people. Now, if the bottom line happens to help people along the way, that's great, right? but they really don't have the mindset of caring for people. But let me tell you, when people know that you love them, that you have a genuine and sincere care for them, there's nothing they won't do to help you, right? To help you achieve those goals, to walk with you, to be loyal to you, to really help hold your arms up when they seem too heavy on your own. But people have to know that you care about them. And what really caused the great resignation through with this kind of the at the beginning of this pandemic and through that was simply because leaders showed people they did not care about them. They did not love them. And people made up in their mind, why would I continue to give so much to a place that's not even concerned about me, my health, my safety, my well-being, right? Why? Why would I do that? So love is so important, okay? And it belongs in the workplace. It belongs in every part of your life. Number three, a creative mindset. Okay. What this means is that it just doesn't mean that you're creating all these new things, but it's the ability to take what you have and to find new uses for it, to do something new with it. And I think about this. No one has ever created anything from scratch but God. Think about that. Think about that. Even when it comes to like this phone, right? No one created this phone out of nothing. The phone, we got to the phone because people kept building and taking what was already there and using it, finding another use for it, right? How do we use this? How would you put these two things together and make something else, right? People continuously using what is there. And so that's the idea of this creative mindset, that you're not allowing your lack of resources to stand in your way or to discourage you, but you're finding creative new ways to use in what you already have. And that is so important to have that kind of mindset because you will never allow what you don't have to defeat you. Number four, you have a positive mindset. And this is so important because you know what? Um, every organization struggles with two things, these two major things, change and communication. And so, as individuals, that's our number one thing, too, because we're just a microcosm of the organization, people coming together. Okay. Dealing with change and effective communication. If you learn to well, I'm losing my words. If you learn to develop those skills that are necessary these days, not good to have, but necessary to have, right? You're going to be okay. There's nothing you cannot achieve, right? So in both of those, you have to have a positive mindset. And it doesn't mean that you're naive to the issues and the problems and the circumstances that aren't favorable to you. It doesn't mean that you're naive to that. It means that you're fully aware of those things and yet you still see something positive, right? There. And so you're inspiring in every situation. And people need that in a leader, an effective leader, to see not just the problems, but the positivity, the inspiration, and the opportunities in a problem. Number five, you need a persuasive mindset. Oh, yes, this is so important. Okay. Because I talked about earlier in some videos that we often see leadership as influence, we see it as power, right? Um, but also, leadership is the ability to motivate people to change. That's persuasive. There has to be a suasion about your charismatic style, right? So you're intentional and purposeful in how you use your ethos, ethics, right? Your pathos, your emotionals, how connecting with people on an emotional level, logos, logic, right? Being really careful with your words, right? And kairos, meaning the right time, the right circumstances that you're presenting these things. All of it matters. And an effective leader has a persuasive mindset and that utilizing these skills and how they communicate with others. Okay? And it's so, so, so crucial. Number 6, an effective leader has a revival mindset, meaning you believe that failure is not the end, right? You're going to fail. We all are going to fail at something. That's okay. But as an effective leader, you know that's not the end. You know it's not a wrap. You're not washing your hands, okay, from of the situation. You're saying we can come back from this. Let's get back to the table. Let's revisit this, but it's not the end. Right? We can come back from this. And that is such an important mindset to have as a leader, that you can encourage people and let people know this is not the end. We will come back from this. Number 7, you need an excellence mindset. Now, notice I did not say an excellent mindset. None of us have that. Right? Your mindset is not excellent, but you need an excellence mindset, meaning you strive for excellence, not perfection. Okay. But I want to be very clear here, and I talk about this in my workshop about excellence, that excellence is a mindset. It is not a skill. It is a mindset, right? And I also talk about my 7 pillars of excellence regarding how to, that depending on your time and your circumstances and your resources that you have, your ability to do something excellent might change, but you still have the mindset of excellence using what you have. Okay. And it's so important to do that and to have that mindset. Okay. Again, not perfection, but just wanting to give people the best of you. Okay. And it's again a mindset. Now, many people think that poor performance is the opposite of excellence, and it's not. See, poor performance can be coached. The opposite of excellence is mediocrity. People who settle for less, who are comfortable with less, people who know they could do more, who know they could do better, and choose not to. That is a dangerous mindset. Okay. And that is not a mindset that a leader should have, mediocrity, but always striving for excellence. Number 8, an accountability mindset. Yes, an effective leader must have an accountability mindset, not the mindset that you're untouchable, not the mindset that you don't make mistakes, not the mindset that who are you to tell me something or this or that, but you hold yourself accountable before anyone else does because you understand your responsibilities and the role that you have. Okay. And this is just not just for people with a title, right? If you have the mindset of being an effective leader, you are an effective leader and you behave that way, right? You make decisions that way, but you understand that everything you do, every decision you make or don't make, there's accountability for that. Okay. And you hold yourself accountable to fulfilling those responsibilities and taking corrective actions when necessary. Emphasis on taking corrective action. Okay. All right. Number 9, a spiritual mindset. This is so important. Okay. You do not want a narcissistic leader. You do not want a selfish leader. And a person who has a spiritual mindset knows and truly believes in their heart that they're driven by purpose, that they have a purpose in this world, that they're connected to something bigger than them, that they know that everything they do affects other people, okay? And that they're a part of something, a community, where they have a meaningful role in that. And sometimes when people have the narcissistic mindset, or they're selfish, or, they think, hey, I can just do what I want and it affects no one else, right? I can be irresponsible and what does it matter? I don't have to be accountable. What does it matter? And that is detrimental to an organization. Okay. So you have to have a spiritual mindset, knowing that you're connected to something bigger than yourself. Okay. And that purpose is what drives you. And number 10, an effective leader has an I can mindset. I can do it, right? I can see it. I can believe it, right? You believe that you have the capacity to do whatever it is that you need to do. Anything that you set your mind, heart, and faith to, you can do it. And that's so important, because if you first don't believe that you can, why would anyone else believe that you can? Okay. You have to be your biggest champion. It doesn't mean that you don't have moments of doubt. We all do, right? But you have to snap out of it. You have to have those affirmations available and ready for you to go to say, I can do this. I have the capacity to do this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? I have everything I need, right? God gifted me with the capacity to see, to do, to believe. And by faith, I know I can do it. I know I can achieve it. You have to believe that for yourself. No one else can believe that for you. Okay. So you need the I can mindset. So those are the 10 mindsets that you need as an effective leader. Okay. And again, that's not for those of you who just have a role. You decide if you're going to be an effective leader or not. Okay. And so that if you're stuck in something, perhaps it's because you just don't have the right mindset. And so I pray that God renews your mind. I pray that your heart is touched to the things that need to change in your mindset. Okay. So that you can become everything that God called you and created you to be, because your organization needs you. The people that you lead need you. The people that you influence and work with, they need you. Um, you need you to have the right mindset, okay? A beneficial mindset, okay? An effective mindset that's going to help you work towards your goals, not stand in your way, okay? That is going to help propel you towards purpose, not deter you, not send you off on detours and being distracted, okay? So you need the right mindset. So I have this screen up that says, do the small things. Begin where you are, start with what you have. And that is just a reminder that I want to leave everyone with today. Um, that's an important mindset to have. And I don't really coin that as a mindset, but it's just something that I have come to understand in my own personal life and walk as I, build things and initiate projects and things, is that do the small things. Do the small things. Sometimes we get so caught up on, well, it has to be big. It has to be, you know, all complete. It has to be everything. It has to be perfect. And it doesn't. You know, for I use this example. If you meet someone on the street who's hungry, do you think that person cares that you would love to have a homeless program once you have a restaurant, right? Would you tell that person, I would love to feed you right now, but I don't have my restaurant yet? Because when I have my restaurant, I'm going to have a homeless or I forget the PC term now, um, unsheltered, I think, program. I'm sorry if I'm not being PC, okay, with the correct term. But do do you think that person cares what your big dream is? All they want to know is, can you buy me a sandwich right now? Can you feed me right now? Can you help me with a meal right now? And I know that might be a little extreme, but sometimes we're that extreme, right? It's like, I really can't donate this because I don't have my 501c3 yet that I'm going to do all these big programs with. Do the small things because that's going to prepare you more and more and more towards the big things. Okay? The small things also make a big difference. Okay? So begin where you are, start with what you have. And that is a mindset that's going to help you get unstuck and get done. All right. So, y'all, that's it for today. What am I, like 26 minutes or so? Okay, that's enough. I've done enough. So, y'all, let me know what you thought about the mindsets today. I would love to hear from you. Which of the mindsets do you have? Which of the mindsets are you still kind of working on, right? That you are growing in? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. Again, today is day 7. Tomorrow is the last day, day 8, where we're talking about procrastination triggers. Yes. Why do you feel the way you do about your project or initiative? And what can we do about it? Okay. So, y'all, as always, know that please follow me. I want to hear from you. If you want to learn more from me, which I hope that you do, please follow me on all social media at Dr. Juanita Mercer. Okay. Um, I love you all. I pray that you have a blessed rest of your day. Okay, hang in there. The week is almost over, but I'm praying right now that you are going to finish strong. Okay, so I pray right now that God continue to strengthen you and give you the wisdom that you need in every area of your life. Okay, that you be empowered to make the right decisions, to pursue the right opportunities to work in everything that you do, and that with your projects and initiatives that you continue to get unstuck and get done. All right. So, y'all take care. And remember, in everything you do and with everything you have, love God and love people.